Hi everyone, it's Debbie with Book and Bujo, and welcome to the first day of my Merry Bookmas vlogs. It's actually Thursday, December 4th. It's been a busy week. Let's go ahead and go through what I've been reading so far and how my plans have been derailed by the library. I was starting the month excited to continue to Green Angel Tower and get this one finished. I am just about halfway through, so I can easily get this one done. But a bunch of holds from my library came in. And books that aren't on my TBR. There's a couple books I was just interested in, and it looked like there was a wait list, so I'm like, I'll go ahead and put myself on the wait list. And then they came in, I was like, oh, well, shoot. I don't have time to read these right now. Fiber Fueled by Will Bolsewicz. I saw a talk with him and was very intrigued and wanted to read his book and, you know, get some more fun tidbits and things like that. And there's a cookbook as well. But I wasn't actually planning on reading this right now. And then I also got The 12-Week Year by Brian P. Morgan and Michael Lennington. And I definitely want to read this one in 2026, but not yet. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to turn these in and recheck them out, but the wait list isn't super long, so it's okay. And then one of my book club books came in, and that is Snow Country by Yasunari Kawabata. And this one is for the Well-Read Book Club. It's super short, so I will easily get this one finished. And I mean, I do have some renewals on all of these, so I could renew these as long as there's no one on the waiting list behind me. I also got in Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead, and this is on my TBR, so that's good. I also got The Light Between Oceans, which is by M.L. Stedman, which is also on my TBR, so that's good. And then I also got Tiny Habits, which I did start reading. I got the ebook in, but then the physical book came in too. I didn't realize I had put on hold the ebook. I thought it was the audiobook, so there we go. And I am currently reading that one. But then I got Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. This is not on my TBR at all. But if I didn't get it, then it's going to be months before I can get it again. So I am reading this one, and I'll have to see if I can switch any of my TBR books to this one. I'm doing fairly well. I'm on page 109, so I'm like 40% of the way through already. Loving it so far. Atmosphere is great. Really enjoying it. And then the other two that just came in, the holds, and I need to go pick those up on Monday when I go to the library. And that is Crossroads of Ravens by Andrzej Sapkowski, the prequel to the Witcher series. So excited, but also had no idea it was going to come in so soon. I'm pretty far on the wait list for this one and the next book that just came in. I definitely want to read it, but again, I don't want to not get it because then I won't get it again for months. So, And then the other one is Girl Dinner by Olive E. Blake, and it's another one I definitely want to read, but had not planned to read it in December. I'm going to have to rework my Readathon TBRs a little bit and try and sneak those ones in and maybe take out some that aren't on my TBR-opoly. Yeah. Oh, the other one that came in, and I'm currently reading it. I am doing really well on this one, though. I'm currently on chapter 20, and that is 58% of the way through Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Catabasis? 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 I never remember which way it is. Catabasis? Catabasis? Either way, I'm 58% of the way through, and I am still enjoying this. I heard that most people didn't really like kind of the last bit, so we'll see what I'm thinking, but I'm still enjoying it. It's interesting, entertaining. I'm liking it. So I'm currently in the middle of Tiny Habits, Catabasis, and then, and Alchemy of Secrets. So those are the three that I'm currently reading, but I did actually finish a book. I started and finished The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, and I did really enjoy this book. I loved the characters. I liked the different directions, twists and turns, and things that they had to go through to get to the other side and all of that. I did enjoy it. I will definitely be getting to the next book in the series. And the audiobook actually had the first like 2 or 3 chapters of the next 2 books. So that just to pique your interest and make you want to get in there and read them. Yeah, so I have finished a book. Yay, I finished one. Now, of course, it is December 4th, so it's not like I should have my entire TBR read already. But yeah, that usually takes me an average of 3 to 4 days to get through each of my books, depending on if they're audiobooks or physical books. So on average. So I feel like I'm doing okay. But that's now these 2 plus 2 more books that are not on my TBR at all that I need to get through this month as well. Yeah. So that's my reading dilemma that I've been going through. And then let's see, I had rehearsal on Monday and I have a rehearsal again today. Mondays was bells. Today is, we have a soloist in bells. So she takes like a whole chunk of the bells, like a couple of octaves, and she plays them by herself and does different songs and stuff that are arranged for that. And it's very cool. She's very talented. And I am playing flute for a little section of one of the songs. I will get to pull my flute out and play that a little bit today, which I'm excited for. I've been practicing that one and it's gonna be pretty easy, but it'll be nice. I'm interested to see how everything's gonna come together, because she's gonna have someone doing some mallets on some bass bells as well as a tambourine in there, and it's gonna be kind of fun. And then the rest of the week, I don't think I have anything planned for tomorrow besides filming and editing, because I am trying to get a 3rd video out every week through the end of the year. So I'm gonna have a little bit of extra duty for filming and editing, but it's been fun so far, and I did get 2 more scheduled. And then this weekend should be pretty chill, again, just editing and filming. And then next week is gonna be busy. So I have sprints on Saturday the 13th. My husband is picking up one of his best friends from high school, who is actually one of my friends as well. Him and his son they're picking him up from the airport and then bringing him up here to Prescott so that they can hang out with his dad, because his parents actually both still live here, so his mom and his dad. And then we have the worship team on Sunday. Luckily, it's just one service this week, so it's just the 9 o'clock service. We don't have the 9 and the 10:30 this time. And there's something else happening that weekend as well. Yeah, it's a busy weekend. Like everything is happening that weekend. So next week's gonna be interesting. And then the following week will hopefully be a little more chill before we get into the week of Christmas. And luckily we don't have to go anywhere for Christmas. Everything's gonna be, as far as we know, here in the Prescott area, which is nice. I'm about to head off to rehearsal, but then I realized I needed an audiobook that I could listen to in the car on the way to and from. So I am going to start Puzzle Heart by Jen Reese today. And that will just be kind of the one I listen to while in the car until I finish Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. So just a quick little update. See you guys tomorrow. So I went to the library and found, not all at the same time, but over a couple different times, I found all of these Wheel of Time books. So excited. I am only missing 4, I believe. Very cool. And then I also found Dark Matter and Recursion, as well as Network Effect. I already told you about that one. What was the other one I found? So I had Mockingjay and Catching Fire, but I found Hunger Games there, as well as Graceling and Spindle and the Ember Spyglass. And then lastly, I was very excited. I just found The Name of the Wind. I really want to read that. As well as way down here. Let's see if I can pull it out. I found the first book in the Throne of Glass series, which I absolutely love that series. And then I was able to get The Air Affair as well. That one was so cute. I loved it. Hi everyone. It's Tuesday, December 9th. And I think I last updated you on the 4th. So it's been a while. What have I been doing? I am still reading Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. I am getting close though. I am almost done. Not too much left, so should finish this in the next couple of days. I also finished Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. I love this book. It was so good. I'm still trying to decide. I don't know if it's quite a 5-star, but it's definitely a 4.5. I really loved the kind of almost 1940s vibes and atmosphere of the book, and the kind of, I want to say like the old detective, like the noir detective, I think you would say, like the way back when, from like the 30s, 40s kind of time period, that style of PI, private investigators. And yeah, it's just so interesting. It's all about the Hollywood vibes from that time period. It was really good. The characters are interesting. There's a lot of kind of back and forth somewhat in time periods between like the main character and characters from the past. And yeah, it was very interesting. Kudos to the vibes and the atmosphere, though. So good. I also finished Puzzle Heart by Jen Reese, and that was very cute. And yes, it definitely had the vibes of Winter House to it. So if you like Winter House, you will probably like Puzzle Heart as well. I also finished Fevered Star by Rebecca Roanhorse, the second book in the Between Earth and Sky series. Very good. I like it. So I know the second book is kind of that transition from getting you from the first book to what's happening in the third book, and I think it did it well. I enjoyed it. I also just finished We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kluwer, and that was a very interesting talk about vibes and atmosphere. Definitely. The ending, I liked it, but I didn't like it at the same time. Like I liked how everything was going and how it all went up to the end, and I like how it ended, but I don't know if that's how I wanted it to end. I think that's more accurate way to say it. I think I wanted just a little bit more out of the end. Not that I wanted anything really to change necessarily. I don't know. I think I just wanted a little something more, but I'm not quite sure what that more is. Like more to the story, like there has to be a more backstory on one of the characters, and I don't know. I do kind of like the somewhat open, I don't know if it's really an open-ended ending, but somewhat. Yeah. It definitely had me guessing, and it had me a little bit scared at times, which I don't really like to be scared. I like the atmosphere and the dark vibes and stuff, but it got a little creepy at times. That's what yeah. But I did really like it. Not a 5-star, but definitely a good 4. And I think in my last clip, I let you know that I got these 2 from the library, which aren't on my TBR at all. I was not expecting to get them quite yet, but there we go. So now I got to read both of these physically, which takes me a lot longer to read. So we'll see if I actually get to any of the books on my TBR, because I'm going to be reading those instead. Girl Dinner, I actually am also on the wait list for the ebook. So this one will I can put off just a little bit because there is possibility of getting the ebook fairly soon. But Crossroads of Ravens, that's it. My library just has the physical book, so that's the next one I'm going to be starting. I also started the audiobook of Hazelwood by C.G. Drews. So far, again, atmosphere, loving the atmosphere. It's definitely interesting. I'm only half an hour into it. I listened to it while I did some errands yesterday and liking it. It's very interesting so far. It has me intrigued to find out what's going to happen next. I did finish Calabasas by R.F. Kuang. I actually really enjoyed it, beginning to end. There's some parts in the middle that are here and there throughout that I think were kind of slow or could have been left out or been reworked a little bit. I don't know. But overall, those didn't really bother me. They didn't really stand, like I probably wouldn't have noticed them if there hadn't been some comments about people not necessarily enjoying the whole book, but I liked it. I thought it was interesting. And then lastly, I am reading Of Sages and Saints, and this is by Alexander Gabriel Zodero. And this is interesting. So it's a nonfiction, and it takes like 6 of the top religious figures out there. So Buddha, the Maharishi, Jesus, Saint Francis of Assisi, and a couple others. And it kind of just tells basically what their premise was, what their belief was, and kind of gives a little synopsis of their life as well as what their main beliefs were. And it was kind of interesting. What am I? I'm almost 50% of the way through, so I'm 47% of the way through. And I do have to say that the artwork in this is stunning. So I was reading it on my phone also, and so that one I can get in color. This one is in black and white. I almost enjoy the black and white a little bit better. But the artwork is just so good. So it's a graphic novel because it has just like little snippets of a story here, and then it has this beautiful artwork all throughout. And it is just stunning, I have to say. And I thought if you are interested in the different religions, or just you want a kind of a synopsis told in a very easy way, or if you're just intrigued by what other people believe, I think you would enjoy this book. I'm finding it interesting. And that's all I am reading so far. Well, that's all. I think I have like 5 books going right now. I had to put To Green Angel Tower on hold because I own this one and I can read it at any time because of all the library books that have been coming in. And I don't want to wait to get back onto the wait list. I don't want to wait for that. So yeah. So I'm currently reading that one. I'm also, so yeah, that one's on hold until I can finish these other ones, and I'll pick it back up because I'm loving it. But yeah, I'm still reading Tiny Habits, but I should finish this in the next couple of days. And then I'm listening to Hazelwood, and I'm reading Of Sages and Saints, and then I will be starting, so when I finish Tiny Habits, I will be starting Crossroads of Ravens by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is a prequel to the Witcher series. Yeah, I cannot wait to dig into this one. Yeah. And I've actually read 2 books off of my TBRopoly, so that's good. But I do need to get to, let's see, Snow Country for one of the book club books, and I need to get to The Light Between Oceans because I have this for a lot of things for readathons. Yeah, I also need to get to How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I might do that on my sprints on Saturday. And Bloodlines, definitely need to get to that one. Oh, I also read The Signal Man by Charles Dickens. That one's super short. It was like a 40-minute audiobook or something. And there, yeah, so it's super short, but oh my gosh, it was so interesting. Again, the atmosphere vibes on that one. It was very good. And then the other books, I own both of these ones, so I can get to them at any time. But Sky of Fire, I definitely need to get to. This is for Herkiad, it's for some other readathons, and I have it on my TBRopoly as well. So I need to get to that one soon. And then Christmas Carol, but I will read this one a little closer to Christmas. So probably the week of Christmas, I will pull this one out and read that one. How am I doing on my readathon? So for Merry Bookmas, I've finished 2 prompts out of the 12 so far. I'm trying to figure out how these other books I can fit into some of these, like Crossroads of Ravens. I didn't have in anything, so what can I swap that with? I think that one I can use for the Nutcracker instead of To Green Angel Tower for A Battle or a War. That one could work. For Reindeer Readathon, Go Candy Canes, I have finished 1, 2, 3 prompts so far, and 1 extra. So slowly but surely on that one. I have not started either of my books for Relax and Readathon yet. I did finish my 2 non-reading prompts though. And then for Back to Kindle, for the actual Kindle books, nothing yet. So I actually was reading this one. I was reading this one on Kindle, but I had to return that one, and I had the physical book. So as soon as I get the ebook one back, then I will switch back to that one because I can read ebooks faster than I do physical books, which is weird. I don't know why, but I do. And when I finish that, I can use that book for Back to Kindle Readathon. And then I have Of Sages and Saints that are on here. And then actually I did finish Catabasis. I had that one as an ebook as well. So that was good. And then I do have The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King that I did finish for my own personal physical books that I read, which is great. And let's see what else. Oh, and then Lightfall. I have been doing really well for this one. Let's show you. All the blue are the ones that I've finished already. And only 2 of those are books so far. The rest of them are on the non-reading prompts, which is great. I still have a few more to go. A blue book. I'm not sure if I have any blue books. Yeah. Oh, wait. I don't know if I have any blue books. There it is, right here in front of me. So that'll work for that one, which is great because I need to use that one. 4+ rating. I'm sure there's quite a few. I've probably already read some. I just need to look them up. 300 to 400 pages. This actually could work for that. I think, I'm pretty sure that, let's see. This one, 384 pages, so that could work for that. And actually, Girl Dinner could work too, but for some reason I ended up with the large print edition, so this one's 500 and something pages. But I think the regular one is closer to 400. So yeah, no, I did finish 3 books. I forgot because I just finished Alchemy of Secrets. So I have Alchemy of Secrets for a standalone, and then I have Fevered Star for a white book, because that one definitely has a white cover. I could also use Tiny Habits for that. That might be a little more appropriate. And then Calabasas for a new release. So doing good. And then Library of Dragons. What have I finished? I finished The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I think that's the only one. I think I've only made it through 1 book for that so far. Yeah, I'm loving all the books I'm getting from the library, but I need to read some of the other books from my TBR as well. Let's see, what else? So I have a bunch of rehearsals this week. So I had one yesterday, and then another rehearsal on Thursday, most likely. And then my husband and I are on the worship team this weekend. Of course, I have sprints this weekend, and we're picking up our friend from the airport this weekend. We have and then also Friday is Acker Night, which is basically all of the businesses downtown, pretty much, not all, but pretty much all, in like a 5-block radius. And they all have musicians. They open up at night and musicians are playing, and there's usually 2 different sets, kind of like a 6 to 7:30 and then like a 7:30 to 9 or somewhere in there. And you can just walk around and just enjoy music, walk around the shops, maybe get something to eat or drink while you're around in some of the different establishments. And yeah, it's kind of fun. We've done it, let's see, I've done it, the first time I ever did Acker was handbells, and then the last 2, my husband and I were part of the worship team that played. And we have a bunch of friends that are playing, and so we want to go and see all of them and support them. So it's really fun, and it raises a lot of, so you can donate at each different spot, and then all the money that is raised goes towards scholarships, which is great. I'm trying to think of what else we got. And I think, yeah, there's a lot this weekend happening just around town. The Pops concert is coming up as well, and yeah, it's going to be crazy this weekend. So I don't know how much reading is going to get done, but I'm going to do my best. Well, Saturday, get a lot of reading done because sprints. So, and then Monday is my bell concert, as well as Tuesday. So during Christmas time, we have 2, Monday and Tuesday, for bell concerts. And then in the spring, we just do the 1 because it's not quite as big of a draw during the holidays. And it's nice. We always try and time it so we're kind of one of the last things of the season, and so we get a lot of people, those ones who want to get that one last concert in, so we get a lot of them, which is a lot of fun. That's all I got, I think. I'm gonna go back to reading. See you later. Hi everyone, it's Thursday, December 11th. I wanted to do another quick little check-in. I am 97% of the way through Sages and Saints, so I should have this one finished tonight, and then I'm thinking maybe starting Fate Changer. I'm trying to think what else I have on here that I need to start. Dungeon Crawler Carl, I do need to read. I also have The Moon Dwellers, Anne of the Island, and The Last Stand of the Golems, and How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. So those 6 I still need to read on my Kindle. So I will start one of those. Not sure which yet. I'll let you know tomorrow. Let's see. I am still reading Tiny Habits. I am on chapter 8, so I'm almost done. I'm getting there. I think there's basically, I think chapter 8's the last chapter, and then is the conclusion, and then the rest is acknowledgements, and this is all the appendix, which I will go through because there's some cool stuff in there. He has a bunch of the kind of the recipes for his little behavioral habit designs. And then I am loving Crossroads of Ravens by Andrzej Sapkowski. Yeah, This is so good. There's maps. There's actually a couple of maps in here, which is awesome. But I love the beginning of this. So before each chapter, you have like a little ballad or some sayings or something from the time period of the book. And then chapter headings are beautiful. There's 3 different ones. So the snake is one of them. And then the beginning of this just cracked me up. I loved the beginning of this. In spite of his sincerest intentions, or actually for important reasons, Geralt could not concentrate at all on the alderman's prattle. All his attention was being taken by the large stuffed crow on the table. The crow, glaring at the Witcher with its glass eye, was standing on a plinth of green-painted clay with both its feet stuck into it. Thus, the crow, despite looking utterly alive, could in no way have been so. There was no doubt about that. Why then, Geralt couldn't help but wondering, had the crow already winked its glass eye at him several times? Magic? Probably not, for his Witcher medallion hadn't twitched or vibrated, not once, and not in the slightest. Might it then be a hallucination? Was he seeing things? Perhaps because of being punched in the head several times. That's the beginning of the first chapter. I'm like, yes, sign me up. I love it. Loving it. So chapter 2 heading, which is the Witcher sword. Love it. And then chapter 3, which I will be starting. And chapter 3, which is the wolf. I love it. So loving this so far. And then I finished Hazelthorn. Oh, that was good. That was so good. I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm like, is it a 5-star? Is it like 4 3/4? Like 4.5? Is it a 5? Is it 4.5? Is it a 5? Yeah, my initial reaction is it's a 5. I'm like, is there anything in there that made me like, was the plot too slow? Did I get confused? Was the characters not built out enough? And I'm like, there's nothing that's telling me, no, it's not a 5, but still not quite sure. So right now I'm thinking a 5 for Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. So interesting, really good, great ending. Yeah. And so I finished that. Then I started The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman, and I'm just gonna have to say I'm 93% of the way through, so I'm almost done. This is not for me. Yeah, I used to love historical romance. That was always like my thing, but this one, I think it's because the whole thing centers around a child, and I'm not a kid girly. Yeah, there's a reason I don't have kids. So it's just not for me. There's a lot of stuff about babies and no, it's not for me. And then I also struggling with the narrator. I think he has a great voice. He's doing a great job telling the story, but the way he speaks, he's got a very, I want to say kind of a softer voice, like he's speaking in a more of a soft tone. And then he starts talking in sentences, and by the end of the sentence, he then kind of trails off quietly. And you're like, what? Like, you have to like rewind, like, what? I missed something. So it has to be more of an immersion read. Now, once I kind of figured that out and kind of got used to his style, it was a little easier to stay on track and keep up with him. But I definitely had to keep backtracking on the speed. Like I barely got to 2 times speed on this, which normally 2 times is my average, because otherwise my attention flits other places. And yeah, not for me. I think it's a great book. I think most people would probably really like it. And there's a movie also that was made from it, but it's just not for me. Yeah, the content, not for me. So I will finish that one today, and then I will start Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. And I just got this one from the library through Libby. Just got this one on Libby. This one actually came in right in the nick of time for Libby. I just started it and it came in. I was like, oh yay, I can listen to it and read it at the same time, which is good because that's how I needed to read it. Anyway, Bloodlines. This is the first book in the Bloodlines series, which is the spin-off series from Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. And this is the next one in the read-along with Sandra from Gotathingforthings. So that's what is next. I still need to start Snow Country, That's another library book. I think that's it for the library books. I also have Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake, and we'll see. I'm also on the wait list for the ebook, so I will probably start it, but then finish with the ebook when I have to turn this one in. So I'm not too concerned about getting to that one ASAP, but I do want to get to Snow Country. And I do have an audiobook for this as well, but I want to make sure I can immersion read if I need to, just because it is a much older, it's an older book, and so it takes a little more brain power sometimes for me for those. Although I think this edition is 1960. The copyright is 1956. So I do want to get to this one. This one's for a book club. And then hopefully I can get to my TBR Hoplite books. I have read a couple of them, but I need to get through Crossroads of Ravens, possibly Girl Dinner, and I still need to read Skyfire. This one is on my owned TBR, but I do not have access to an audiobook for this at all, and I need to read it physically, and of course I read slower physically. So what I'll probably do, I'll probably finish Crossroads of Ravens, and then I'll start this, and I think I'm just going to return Girl Dinner to my library, the physical one, so somebody else can read that, and I'll wait for the ebook to come in. So that's where I am so far. Yesterday I was prepping stuff for my reading journal for 2026, so all of the new pages up at the front. It's kind of the yearly collections, all the challenges, book clubs, all that stuff that I want to have at the front, trackers and things like that. And then today I am continuing with that a little bit. I do want to try and start filming that, but we'll see how much time I have, because I have rehearsal this afternoon, and then I need to hit Costco for a couple of things, hoping they are in stock. Those work gloves from Costco apparently are in high demand, because my mom went yesterday and she said they are out. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm going today, and I'm hoping maybe they got them in stock. I don't know what days of the week they usually get stocked, but yeah, I'm gonna check again today. Hopefully they have that, and then pick up some other grocery items that we need. And then tomorrow is filming my reading journal, as well as rehearsing. I had to rehearse yesterday too, because we're on the worship team for Sunday, so I need to practice all the songs. Luckily I know all of them, but one of them might be a little tricky with the harmony, so I got to pay a little attention to that one. And then Saturday is my sprints, so we'll see how things go. Sunday is the worship team, and then groceries and errands and things like that. So hopefully I can check in with you guys again on Sunday, and I think that's it for now. Hi everyone, it's Friday, December 12th, and just wanted to do another little check-in and then finish up the vlog for the first half of December and Merry Bookmas. Tonight we are going to go walk around and visit all the performers for Acker, and I will hopefully take some videos that I can share with you, or at least a couple of photos, so I can show you out and about town in Prescott. We do have some friends that are performing tonight, and so we hope to be able to sneak in and get to see them do their thing. I did finish of Sages and Saints yesterday, and this is by Alexander Gabriel Zadero, and this was very interesting. Gives, you know, a little synopsis of 6 of the big religions in the world right now, and yeah, it was interesting. And then I started Fate Changer by L.M. Poplin, and this is the first book in the Penny Lost series, and I'm basically like 1-2 pages into it, and that's it, so not very far, but so far it started out interesting. I also started Something is Killing the Children Volume 4, and that one's really good so far. And this one is kind of an origin story of the main character, and it's good. I am 60% of the way through. I think I've got a couple chapters left, and I should finish that one fairly soon. I'm also almost done with Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead, and this is the first book in the Bloodlines series, which is a spin-off of the Vampire Academy. And for this one, we are following the Alchemist, and that was in the last couple of books in Vampire Academy, and which is great because I loved her character. So Sydney, she's great. And then there's also some of the other characters that are kind of branching off from the original series, which is cool. So yeah, I've got this much left, so I will definitely finish that one today. I made a little bit more progress. I got through one more chapter and a couple of pages. So I still have a ways to go, but loving this. Crossroads of Ravens. So good. I would highly recommend it if you like the Butcher series. And then I'm still working on, of course, Tiny Habits. I'm reading just a little bit, a couple of pages at a time. And I think that's about it. So for audiobooks, after I finish Bloodlines, I will probably move to Snow Country. And then after that, I will then move to Anne of the Island by Lucy Maud Montgomery. And then we'll see how much I get done tomorrow during sprints. That'll be kind of fun. And then I will close out here and say thank you so much for your support the last couple of years. It has meant so much to me. It's just warmed my heart, and I just want to say a big thank you to all of my viewers and my subscribers for supporting me. And I look forward to seeing where we all go in the next year. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any other bookish content. And until next time, keep reading. And then I will leave you with footage from Acker from tonight.
So bring us a piggy, oh bring us a piggy, oh bring us a piggy, please bring it right day and night, day and night, night and day.